lovely people. Welcome to your daily focus draw for Tuesday the 28th. We have the sun, the rebirth, the coming out of the darkness, coming out of the earth, the depression. You're experiencing change and growth. For a clarifier, we have the Ace of Swords. You're leaving this darkness, this confusion, this depression that you were having behind, and you're focusing on your success with this breakthrough that you're getting with the Ace of Swords, with this golden hand cutting through the thoughts, cutting through the confusion. And then you've got the crown and the laurel wreath. You've got the sun, which is like the crown. It's like a halo surrounding this newborn, this innocent, this fresh start. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. Look at how she's juggling. There's a storm here with two ships. The ships might get overturned by the waves, by the unconscious, by the storm, the confusion, the anxiety, the fear. But she's got her back up against the earth, up against the rock. She's got the tree protecting her from above. So even though she's juggling this stuff, she's still on solid ground. She's protected. For clarifiers, we have Judgment, which is about rebirth. You see these spirits coming up and going towards the sky, and the storm in the mountains behind them and in the clouds, but the sky is sunny. The sky is clear once you get past the storm, and these spirits are rising up. They're rising past the storm. So you have Judgment, you have Temperance, you have her pouring the water and it going out of one cup into the other cup, and the road behind her is calm and clear. And then the Hierophant, the good. So you're learning to balance, to adapt and change. You're reevaluating and using your discernment and deciding what you want to take with you into this new chapter. This new chapter of your life. You're looking for knowledge and guidance with this Hierophant here and the Temperance. You're looking for how to moderate this. Between the Temperance and the Two of Pentacles, you're figuring out how you want to go about this and how to make this lasting change. We have the Four of Wands that came in sideways. You're still working on it. You went from the Four of Wands being in reverse, from being in disharmony, disunity. And I think this is talking about disharmony within yourself. Disunity within yourself. This is all about you today. It's nothing to do necessarily with your job or relationships. It's more to do with internal conflicts, which the internal conflicts may have to do with your work or your relationships, your lifestyle in some way or the other, but it's more about how you're dealing with them, right? So you're not in reverse, but you're not in the upright yet in terms of this. So this came in sideways when it fell out. And then we have the Two of Wands, and he's high up in this solid tower. He's in this earth mode, and he's looking down at the water, and the water is calm now. So he's looking at his unconscious, his emotional, his spiritual, and he's thinking about it. There's a promise of harmony and joy with this Four of Wands card, with it being sideways. So when you get this balance, there's this promise of unity, of harmony. And you're focusing, with this Two of Wands, you're looking very intently down at this water. You're focusing on this, you're planning this forward progression. You're doing a lot to plan this forward progression. Then we have the Three of Swords in reverse. And the swords, when it's in the upright, the swords are pointing at the sky. When it's like this, they're pointing down at the earth. If I'm holding the card like this, I'm pointing it down at the earth. In reversed. And they're not stabbing the heart in this deck. Most decks, they're stabbing the heart. In this deck, it's more like they're resting up against, like they're sitting on the heart, but they're resting up against the tree of knowledge, the tree of life. So they're not really actively harming anything. It's more like they're in the process of decision whether or not to harm. The thoughts are there, but they're not actively, the Three of Swords is card of betrayal, heartbreak. So this card, they're not actively betraying or breaking somebody's heart. You're not actively being, stabbed in the heart. But the thoughts are there, because the swords are the thoughts. So with it being in reverse, you're working on your recovery. You're working on, like I said, this is reading about yourself. So you're working on forgiving yourself, not forgiving necessarily anybody else. And forgiving is not forgetting. Forgiving is about you moving on in your life, about you not dwelling in whatever this heartbreak was, whatever this betrayal was. For a clarifier, we have the Empress. So by moving on, by recovering, by forgiving yourself, you're creating and connecting with who you are, like on a soul level. The Empress is about nurturing. She's about abundance. She's the lady in the Druid craft deck. So she is about this creativity, and this creativity that leads to abundance. So when you're forgiving yourself and you're moving on past this, you're balancing, you're looking to this progression, you're creating abundance. Now at the bottom of the Druid craft deck, in your unconscious, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the sort of, this Nine of Pentacles, she's very wary. She's very uncertain. She's really keeping an eye on things. The Two of Swords, this crossroads, this indecision, and not taking your own head off with anxiety or with, what do they call it? I just had it on the tip of my tongue. When you have too many choices, don't let that burden you. With this Ten of Wands, move forward confidently into this new life with the Fool. Don't tie yourself up. Don't bind yourself with all of these thoughts. With the Eight of Swords, At the bottom of... So at the bottom of the Ethereal Visions, we also have Ten of Wands. Although it's not, It's not in front of the Nine of Pentacles or Two of Swords in this deck. It's still there. So Ten of Wands has been coming out for you a lot lately. And I do shuffle these decks. I shuffle them before I put them away, and then I shuffle them. Sometimes it takes me a while to shuffle them. That's why I usually don't record the shuffling when I'm doing it, because these are meant to be quick videos, not, hour long or hour and a half long videos. So I shuffle them off camera. And the Ten of Wands, this burden that you're carrying as you're moving down your path, you really need to be setting it aside. You need to focus on letting it go, setting it aside. So under the Ten of Wands, we have the Hangman, trying to get knowledge but being stuck. And you're doing it to yourself when you're trying to get this knowledge. You're hanging yourself rather than letting the knowledge flow to you. Okay? You don't necessarily need to sacrifice yourself to get this knowledge. This balance in giving and receiving. When you get this balance, it's going to help you move forward. And it's going to help you move forward towards the sun, because the Chariot is driving to the sun. He's driving towards this new day. He might even be driving the sun, for all we know. But letting go of these burdens, letting go of this self-sacrifice is going to lead you forward. And the Ten of Swords, this is the completion you're looking for. This is the end of this heartbreak, this betrayal, this difficulty, this lack of self-forgiveness, this lack of balancing the knowledge that you have of yourself and of where you're going. So you want this completion. You want this Ten of Swords because it leads to the Ace of Pentacles, right? It leads to this new beginning in terms of your life, in terms of your material things. In terms of getting what you want. So focus on letting go. Focus on internal balance. Focus on using your knowledge of yourself to achieve this harmony, this inner harmony, this inner peace for yourself. Have a fabulous Tuesday. If you liked this video, please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more videos. I'll see you tomorrow.